Every great creative work stands on the shoulders of giants. Welcome to RetroInspection, where we examine and find out where the things we love today came from.
And this was written by Francis Nowlan.
Philip Francis Nowlan, yep.
Who died in the 50s.
No, 1940. He was
1940.
Born 1888, died in 1940. So he was 51, I believe. It doesn't say. I want to say it was cancer or stroke or something.
I think he had a stroke.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't say in Wikipedia.
I think he had a stroke. He did write a few other things.
Yeah, he wrote stuff up until his death, but not very much. After Air Lords of Han, you've got 5 novels between 1929 and 1940.
But he
and then some short works, which were collected in 2005.
But he did capitalize on Buck Rogers, though.
Yes, he sold it to the comics.
The comic books or comic strip?
Comic strips. It became a comic strip in... Just lost it here. It became a comic strip 1929, and it ran 1929 to 1967. The John F. Dill Company was a syndicator, what it was later known as National Newspaper Syndicate. Now, were those collected into comic books later on? Yes, like in Famous Funnies.
Who published Famous Funnies?
I don't know. For all I know, it could have been the same outfit.
Mm.
There was a lot of stuff like that at the time. Because that's how a lot of your early comic books start out, as basically they just cut and pasted comic strips out of the daily paper. So they would function as collections. Because if you were in a major city like New York, you had, who knows, I'm going to pull this number out of the air, like 6 competing daily newspapers. And they were often political divisions. So if your family didn't get the right newspaper because they disagreed politically with its editorial stance, like if they didn't like Hearst, as an example, and there were comics in the Hearst paper, you didn't get to read them because your family did not get that newspaper. Okay, so the comic strip is where in large part, what we currently know as Buck Rogers starts. Because in like these books, he doesn't go to outer space. And he does not have a ray gun. And he does not have a jetpack. So all of that stuff comes eventually in the comic strip. When's the first time he goes to? So Nolan wrote early on. He wrote the strip, and Buck. So it kind of parallels Armageddon and Air Lords of Han early on, although it does introduce some different characters that we will also again later come to know. It introduces Killer Kane, who's like kind of the head bad guy. It introduces Dr. Hewer, who we will later see in the late 70s TV show, at least in the first season of that. And also a woman named Ardala, although she is not Princess Ardala in the comic strip. But they get beam weapons, they get rocket ships, they get jetpacks, they get all that stuff, which shows up in things like this serial with Buster Crabbe, who by this point had also already played Flash Gordon. But Buck Rogers precedes Flash Gordon.
Like, subscribe, repost, share everywhere. To see what else we're up to, visit xynobooks.com, xenobooks.com.